Hello again, my friends. This is Waking Angel 2001 coming at you with what really is probably going to be the last video of 2024. It is a review of the Jakks Pacific 4-inch Fang. Yeah, his name is just Fang. He's not Fang the Hunter, he's not Fang the Sniper, and he's certainly not Knack the Weasel. He's just Fang. However, I do love that on... Oh, by the way, his wave is entirely classic characters. Classic Sonic, classic Eggman, Mecha Sonic, who I did see the Mecha Sonic in the store. He's the same exact mold. They didn't do anything to fix the scaling issue. And then the one truly new figure in the wave. But boy, what a new figure. Anyway, his description actually gets all up in there. Fang is a springy, bounty-hunting jerboa that's continuously looking for the next big score. You know what? They completely just acknowledged his animal species right on the packaging to avoid any kind of confusion. There won't be anyone saying that he's like some kind of weird wolf or like a weasel, because in Sonic Triple Trouble they did call him Knack the Weasel, and in the Archie comic they also called him that. No. They straight up tell you what animal he is. Well, because like it's not really that easy to figure out. Have you noticed that in the Sonic the Hedgehog style, the characters don't really look like the real life animals they're based on? I know, that's weird. I just kind of noticed it too. Alright, so let's get Fang out of the packaging and take a look at, you know, our second real look at him, but the first time in this scale. Okay, so here is Fang out of the packaging. For a classic character, Fang is really lanky. His arms and legs are so much thinner and longer than any of the other classic characters. I think it's because it might reflect age, because like, you know, Sonic and the gang are still supposed to be teenagers, and I think Fang is supposed to be an older person, like he's a full-grown adult. So, like, this might just be what a classic Sonic character looks like all grown up. So let's get a close-up in there. The molding is still very much replicated from the 2.5-inch figure. His ears are clearly a separate piece, and I don't seem to have any glue runoff on mine. They're very clean. You can see behind the divots. The hat is beautifully well molded, but it's not removable in any way. And I like how it kind of casts a shadow down over his eyes, making him look like, you know, like the mysterious stranger that comes into the saloon. I wish there was a little bit of a black wash around the fang that comes out of his mouth, because it's very difficult to see unless it catches the light exactly right. I might use what I did for the 2.5-inch figure was trace around this with a pencil. Making just the faintest little gray line around it really makes all the difference. In fact, you know what? I think I'm going to cut off the camera for just a second and do that real quick. There we go. Just the faintest little gray line to help accentuate the tooth against his muzzle fur. You know, it's a very subtle effect, but I think it actually really helps. I like his belt. It's actually like a solid part of his sculpt. I don't think it's a separate piece glued on. It might be, given the belt might be a separate piece, but it, you know, looks good. He has universally jointed shoulders, and his elbows have just the right amount of bend so he can look a little bit more expressive, even though his elbows don't actually move. I like how his hand is molded just the right way that you can make it look like he's reaching up and tipping his own hat. That's kind of a nice little trick. Although, like, the way it's sculpted, it's just begging to have his gun. Like, I don't know, I guess, like, unless it's even though it's a pop gun, I guess Fang's gun does look a little bit too much like a standard revolver for Sega to be comfortable putting in the hands of one of their toys. That's why, like, only Heavy Gunner with his gigantic comedy cannon can you get a character to wield a gun. Like, anything that looks a little bit too realistic, they're too shy. Universal jointed hips and knees, although it seems to be that kind of knee where It's the kind where the pin disc is in this part of the leg, so the knee swivel is just an extra ankle swivel, an ankle rotation, which makes the actual ankle rotation redundant. Like, you did not need this bit of articulation if it does it up here. This should have gone into the thigh so that he could have had, like, you know, a proper universal knee, the way that knees actually work. So yeah, this is another one of the figures that just can't get your universal knees right. But he does have an articulated tail. It's on its own little universal joint, so it can rotate all around. It actually rotates on 2 axes. It rotates when it goes into the back, and the tail itself rotates. Although, like, this doesn't bend or anything. I believe the sole purpose of that is to basically act as a tripod point. Although this is the way that he stands in the game art. So, like, he always does have his extremely long tail touching the ground and then folding itself back up. So that is accurate to, you know, his artwork. And even though it's meant to as a tripod, as you can see, there's airspace. It's not touching the ground, so he can stand without his tail having to work as a tripod. That's cool. So yeah, what did they give this guy for an accessory if not his gun? They actually gave him the Wanted poster from Sonic Generations. That's highly amusing. It even looks like 16-bit sprite artwork. Like, I can't even. It looks good. And look at how well shaded and defined his fang is. Why, it's almost like if they did that to the figure, it would have made the mouth look better. I think that's why his finger is so close to his thumb, but even then, like, this is literally a piece of cardstock. It's not even plastic. It is a piece of cardboard, basically the same as what I use for my stage. This is like the cardboard backing that you're supposed to use in a comic book sleeve to keep your comic books from getting bent or rolled. And this cardstock is the exact same thing, but a little tiny bit smaller. And it was literally held in the packaging by a piece of Scotch tape, and you can still kind of see the glue stains from when I took the tape off. Yeah, you see? You see how it has a different shine quality in that one little rectangular spot? So, you know, well printed, but they could have printed it on something a little bit more substantial than a literal piece of cardboard. I might do Stegosaurus's thing and 3D print out a plastic wafer in that exact shape so that it can be a little bit more substantive for him. But, you know, that's just Future Angel. I'm reviewing the stock figure as it is right now, which is pretty darn good. I absolutely love Fang the Sniper, Fang the Hunter, Fang. At least I didn't call him Mac the Weasel in all those Freudian slips. But yeah, it's a really great figure. And with this, I have officially caught up on my 4-inch Sonic figure collection. I think the next new figure is going to be the Soap Shoes Sonic, which they're going to be calling the Grind Shoes, I guess, because soap would be a trademark. And the only one that's left for me to find out there is Metal Virus Sonic. And, you know, if you find a Metal Virus Sonic in any of your local Walmarts, let me know. Like, if you're not in Canada so the shipping won't get ridiculous, let me know. Maybe I can ask you to middleman it for me, because, like, there is not a single Walmart in the tri-state area or in Zach's tri-state area that has that figure in stock. You know, Zach is my friend who lives in a completely different time zone, and even his Walmarts don't have it. But that's, again, a concern for Future Angel. Thank you all for watching my videos over the year 2024, and let's reconvene after the New Year's. This is Wake Angel 2001, signing off.